Kamala Harris just decided to turn black. I don't even get why they made a whole fiasco out of that because that's how black people talk about her too. So like you go to Cali right now, a bunch of Cali people will tell you the same thing. She ain't been black. And she been running things in Cali for decades.
It's not so it's what like, you say, it's how you
exactly,
say it.
But like
and we all said that.
Again, we hold him to the standard as if
we know everybody.
He's gonna no, we don't, because we're not talking about Kamala Harris in the same light. We're not talking about Joe Biden in the same light. And neither one of them can effectively communicate a point. Neither one of them can effectively communicate a point.
We're gonna agree to disagree with that. But with Biden, you can't say that because if you come to have a conversation with the people in the neighborhood, then they'll say it out their own mouth. Like they don't like how Biden. You don't like you're not
blueberries. That's exactly how he talks.
So if you actually sat in the neighborhood and had a conversation with them, you guys would understand that they don't agree with everything that he puts out there. They don't. That's why we were so okay with him stepping down. At the end of the day, you're saying, oh, they will support. They saying the same thing you saying. His speech and his processing needs to definitely be worked on. But you wouldn't know that because the same way you saying they didn't give Trump a chance, you're not even giving the community a chance to articulate on how they feel. It's one-sided. Y'all got to look at both sides. How I'm able to look at both sides, y'all got to be able to do that too. And it starts with educating our people because let's just be real. How you're saying 6 months, we just sat up here and had a conversation and he was saying, well, it's too close to the election. This is not enough time. 6 months is not enough time to educate the entire world. It's not possible.
It was enough time for the whole world to talk shit about me.
Again,
I did over 100 million on TikTok, and there's a bunch of people talking shit about me. I turned an entire institution against me. 6 months was enough time to reach the audience that I'm trying to reach. But in those 6 months, they would rather engage in the negativity associated with me because for whatever reason, they have this dire hatred for Trump rather than understanding who I am and the message that I'm trying to get across. Like you and I have talked about today. 6 months was enough time for them to know my name. Therefore, 6 months is enough time for them to hear my message. They do not want to listen.
So you're saying social media. Social media is predominantly the youth, right?
No.
It is. The genre that's
predominantly the youth, but no, because you have different demographics that engage in everything. Social media has taken over everybody.
So
older people are on Facebook, the youth on TikTok and Instagram. That's just like middle-aged folks. We're kind of in the middle.
The youth is on TikTok and Instagram. How you say TikTok and Instagram? How you said the youth like TikTok? They crucified you, right? They went in on you. Mm-hmm. Again, you need to figure out how to communicate to the youth because you're not.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and eventually the youth will understand. Once it becomes cool to hear people out, the youth will understand. Right now, it's cool to hate on people. Right now, it's cool to be anti-Trump. So guess what? As soon as they see me, they're going to be like, oh, I got to do what's cool and just not like her. I don't know why I don't like her. I just don't like her. Once that energy comes, but that's where it is. When you just get big, that's where it is. People want a reason to not like you. Once that starts to die down, girl, bye. Folks are going to be like, dang, like Caleb been saying this for years now. If Kamala Harris were to get into office and I were to speak the same way, those same black people talking shit about me would be like, yeah, where are our tangibles? We're waiting. But because she's not in office, they're like, oh, well, we hate Trump, so we cannot hear what you have to say. They would rather wait and, experience it than discuss and have critical analyses of what's been going on the last 8 years. Under Trump, under Biden-Harris, why would you want 4 more years of what we're currently going through right now? It does not make sense. It's the same way that in these majority Democratic-run cities, people keep voting to have things run the same way that they have been. And it's not working. So why folks are like, oh, I don't know how we can better communicate to the youth. The youth haven't even experienced life yet. The youth are not paying bills like we are. The youth, they understand that grocery prices have gone up. They understand that the things that they enjoy have become more expensive. Yeah, but a lot of them aren't feeling the brunt of it like we are. Like a lot of us are in spaces in which we can't call our parents to help us because our parents are trying to help themselves. These college age level kids, these fresh graduates, they low-key, a lot of them do still have some sort of support. If they need to move back home, they do.
And those are the ones that need
so they're not feeling the brunt of this. So for me to deliver this message to them, they're not feeling it as hard as people who are not in that situation or as hard as people who do not have those resources. I mean, I could move back home, but I refuse to move back home. So I feel everything that's going on. I'm not. I'm telling you what I see out in the community and the feedback that I get.
If I put you in a room with a bunch of people and they know you support Trump, they're not going to go in on you and try to fight you. They're going to hear you out. That's not everybody.
That's an experience I have no matter what, though, because I don't come in with a MAGA hat on and I'm, Trump-a-madian's finna run wild. I come in and I talk about, hey, what's important to you? And I have civil conversations with people, and people like me. And then when it comes out, like, oh, wow, so you support Trump? Absolutely. But throughout the duration of this conversation, I'm sure you see why. I don't get attacked because I'm real. I'm not one of these caricatures that people are used to seeing propped up and being given a platform. I'm not even somebody that would have been given a platform if I didn't force it on myself. I literally kicked down the door so opportunity didn't have to knock. But in real life, like, I just literally have to keep doing what I'm doing. Literally keep speaking, keep traveling, keep doing it. If I keep going viral, like, it's okay, because they can talk their shit in the comments, but somebody is going to also respond to them, like, actually, da-da-da. And I'm seeing more and more Black people backing me up than I did, like, when I first, got hot.
Because it's the civil conversation.
But it's like, it's not civil. Them comments do not be civil. It's very unfortunate.
I'm not talking about those comments. I'm talking about how me and you
of course. But unfortunately, social media is what's driving this election.
Because everybody knows. You go into a store, you have
that's
a
what
good
the influence
experience.
is.
No, let's just be real. You go into a store, you have a good experience. You might talk about it once, but you ain't going to keep talking about it. You go into a store and have a bad experience, you're going to say that to the death of you. Negativity always spreads quicker than positivity. That's across the board anyway. You're always going to remember the negative stuff. And that's just being honest. So you got to figure out.
Y'all don't remember nothing negative that the Dems did, though. The KKK, we forgot about that. These niggers will vote for us for the next 200 years. We forgot about that.
Who said we forgot about it?
I mean, everybody here checking and jiving the Lil John for Kamala. But I guess we forgot about it. They're not talking about the negative things the Democrats do. Those people are right here in Chicago and will drive through the hood and will still praise this Democratic leadership for allowing Chicago to turn into the war zone that it is today. No.
But the war zone that is turned into today is due to the youth. The youth is the issue right now. We need to
figure out how we're
going to fix
the only people willing to invest in the youth are Republicans.
I can't say that.
I believe wholeheartedly that that's the case.
I can't say that. I see too many people in the neighborhood, both Republican and Democrat, that push for our kids. I know so many Democrats that hope
the Dems have been in charge of Chicago for 90 years. Nobody in this room remembers what Chicago was like under a Republican. Every problem that you guys have seen that exists in your lifetime living in Chicago is 1,000% the causation of Democratic policies.
But every good thing we've seen in Chicago too is come under.
What good has come out of Chicago? 4th of July, 100 people are shot, 15 are dead. And this is every year. That's every year. No, numbers like that are not everywhere. That is native to Chicago. Every 4th of July. That's y'all thing. Y'all have a murder off. Y'all slide on every op on July 4th. I'ma do it. Democratic leadership for 90 years. Not because earlier we were saying that Democrats and Republicans had a plan what to do with this.
Both of them.
Republicans had nothing to do with why Chicago is a shit show now. 90 years.
Chicago,
90 years.
You're only holding
90 years.
To the negative on the Chicago.
90 years.
Guess what? How you saying Chicago?
I'm holding on to the negative because I was just outside and I saw it.
But
the negative is the status quo.
The negative is the status quo. Every area in Chicago.
Okay, but if I drive around or if I, look on the news, I can see that people are dying every day here for no reason. I got on the train and everybody told me, don't look nobody in the eye. Don't look nobody in the eye. I can't. Oh, but I thought it's not like that everywhere in Chicago. But what do you mean I can't look at people in the eye on the train? Because the train encompasses all of Chicago. It's a culture thing that exists in Chicago, correct? No, therefore, all of Chicago.
Because guess what? When you got on the train and went downtown,
it's 2:30. I gotta get my chicken. Can I get some chicken, please?
When you got on the train and went downtown, they talked to you. You was able to make eye contact. You had full conversations on that train.
Oh, because I'm not scared. I'm not going to listen to nobody's recommendation to not treat another human like a human. I'm not scared of nobody. You can walk up to me with tattoos on your face and be carrying a gun, and I'm going to say, hello, how you doing, baby? Because why not?
When we came to my house yesterday, it was what time in the morning? We had no issues. We was able to just walk through. It's not everywhere. You can't just simply say all of Chicago is bad, because that's not the place. Because if all of Chicago is bad, people wouldn't want to come here.
We're talking about the current state of the social and economic state of Chicago right now. It's awful.
It's only in certain areas. It's not in every area.
All around is awful.
No, it's not.
Okay, you can refuse to admit it.
I live here, so I know.
All right, I'm an outsider looking in, and from what I see,
so that's just like you saying. Okay, so let's switch to narrative. You from Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm. Georgia, awful.
Downtown Georgia.
Riddled with homelessness. It's dirty. Potholes. Awful. Yes. And we have the money to fix it. We do. But guess what? Clearly, the mayor has found other places to spend the money.
So let's find out, instead of just dictating that to them, how do we fix it? Because that's the bigger issue.
Y'all vote for something different.
I'm going to vote.
You vote for something different. Stop voting in the same do-nothing Democrats and try a Republican for once.
So
try it. What do you have to lose?
Kayla, you got to listen. I voted for a Republican before. I don't vote Democrat.
Collectively, y'all don't vote Democrat here,
though.
We're talking collectively, though. Your singular experience, we're talking about how we would influence everybody.
And that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. How do we get that message to everybody? You're singling in and saying, y'all, you making a statement that directs towards everybody. I have not once heard you say, well, y'all, you saying, y'all, you making a general statement like everybody's going to do that. And that's
I'm making statements based on the numbers. Because we're not talking about our personal experience. Our personal experience isn't what's going to drive an election. What's going to drive the election is what people collectively understand, what people collectively believe. And based off the numbers and how you guys vote here in Chicago, collectively you guys believe that Democrats are the answer. That's so I have to keep saying y'all, because y'all are Chicagoans. Now, maybe that y'all isn't inclusive of you guys because you guys vote differently, but collectively, Chicago clearly has been run by Democrats for 90 years. So while you might be different, he might be different, he might be different. Collectively, for 90 years, nobody else has voted different. So I'm going to keep saying y'all have an issue. Y'all have to vote different. Y'all have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Y'all got to be tired of people running on hope and getting your votes. And giving you nothing.
My question to
next election, y'all should have a Republican mayor. That's how you do it. Next election, there needs to be a Republican mayor. Right here in Chicago.
My question to you is, how do we communicate to the community across the board? Because like you said, this is an issue across the board, right? How do you get that message across without contradicting everything that
I never contradicted myself one
time. Like you said, you are speaking from you.
No.
You, not everybody. You're speaking from your perspective. That is one-sided. How do you communicate? So at what point, let's say, okay, how we on here? Let's talk about going into the colleges and having a conversation, a civil conversation with college students.
I would love to, especially the college that I went to. After I was famous for Trump,
with the seniors and saying,
what's stopping you from doing
that? Nothing's stopping me, but what I'm saying is, how do we?
That's what I already do.
The bigger issue.
That's what I already do.
Okay,
I already go to the schools. I'm at HBCUs. I go to high schools. I participate in their programs where, they're rising stars as far as their senior and junior class.
So,
I'm already at the senior homes participating in senior dignity programs. I'm already at the police stations. I'm already at the fire stations. I'm already at my kids' school and other schools that, where her age group is serviced. Like, I already do that. At HBCUs, I go to high schools. I participate in their programs where, they're rising stars as far as their senior and junior class.
So,
I'm already at the senior homes participating in senior dignity programs. I'm already at the police stations. I'm already at the fire stations. I'm already at my kids' school and other schools that, where her age group is serviced. Like, I already do that. People see me with Trump and participate in their programs where, they're rising stars as far as their senior and junior class. I'm already at the senior homes participating in senior dignity programs. I'm already at the police stations. I'm already at the fire stations. I'm already at my kids' school and other schools that, where her age group is serviced. Like, I already do that. People see me with Trump and